Hi, this is my movie critic called Drunk Feelings Are True Feelings. The movie I chose is called Once Were Warriors. This movie is about crime, tragedy, violence, rape, suicide, and has lots of drama. This movie is about the Heke family, from the Maori tribe in a poor urban neighborhood in Auckland, New Zealand. A lot of this story takes place in the Heke home and the Royal Tavern Bar. Jake Heke, played by Tamura Morrison, is a violent man who is influenced by alcohol, shown when he beats his wife, Beth, played by Rena Owen, frequently when drunk. However, he still shows he loves his family. The movie follows a period of several weeks in the family's life, showing Jake's frequent outbursts of violence, and the effect that this has on his family. Everyone is tested on what being a Maori truly means, by learning from their own conflicts. Boogie, played by Tangora Emili, a younger son, gets in trouble with the police, is put into a Maori welfare home, while the elder son, Nig, Julian Aragahanga, joins a Maori gang. Jake's daughter, Grace, played by Mame Gora Carabel, has shown her own internal problems, as she is very innocent and introverted. She plays a key role in the plot, and this is the reason of the tragic plot twist. Images and dialogue analysis. This scene shows a stereotypical image on a billboard advertisement of what the Maori tribe is believed to live in. It is an image of a paradise with a beautiful lake and mountain in the background. Suddenly, the image turns and shows a highway and a fenced-out community next to the highway with some kids smoking. There is tribal music played by the flute, which produces a very natural, typical sound. Suddenly, you hear a loud truck horn and a powerful rock song overtake the flute. This shows the reality of these people rushing in and breaking the spell of the fantasy that was previously portrayed. This is also an introduction to the movie, symbolizing that they have been assimilated into white civilization.
Couldn't you sleep either?
Aren't they beautiful when they're like that? Wish I could see them.
You're just drunk, that's all.
People show their true feelings when they're drunk.
In this scene, we see the children are being exposed to the culture of alcohol. It seems as though it has become normal to them. They are being influenced by the parents into thinking that alcohol is good and helps you share your true feelings.
Mate, woman. You're too bloody lippy, too bloody smart mouth. You're a bad example for the fucking kid. Always writing, aren't you? Too fucking smart. You'll end up like your mother here.
In this scene, we see Beth holding on to Grace for protection, her daughter, and she cries on her. Grace says, "I hate him." Beth is taking protection from the tempered father Jake. This symbolizes the fear that Jake put in his wife after the beating. Usually, a mother would protect the child. However, here, the mother hugs the daughter, seeking protection. Soundtrack. The director does not use much soundtrack during this film. On the contrary, whenever he does, it is symbolic and effective. He uses a lot of pan flute, which is a native instrument to the Maori tribe. Through this typical native flute song, we hear remorse and sadness.
Yes. Yes, I do. I promise.
Here, the flutes are playing wildly, and you can feel there's a lot of suspense. Camera work. The director uses camera work such as angles, close-ups, lighting, and quick shots.
You should learn to pay your respects. In case you want to know, it's Jake.
After Jake totally beats up the disrespectful man, the shot is taken from below and at an angle at him, and shows how Jake has a power over other people. In the following scenes, the camera zooms in on the character, showing their realization. These choppy scenes show separation between husband and wife.
And company.
I've got things to think about.
Like what?
Since when were you interested?
Here, Beth is shown as wise. She's in the foreground speaking to her auntie in a native language, while Jake is drinking in the background. So he looks bad. Beth looks very mature. Over here, there's a very cool camera work on Jake. The camera is swaying and is at times diagonal. This shows that Jake is drunk and very angry and lonely. Overall assessment. In my opinion, the argument Lee Tamahari, director of Once Were Warriors, was trying to portray was the characters are trying to find the true meaning of being a Maori. Lee Tamahari tries to express this by influences that the characters face during the movie. So in words, the theme would be that when one's identity is threatened by influences, one must keep something familiar to keep their identity. The influences on the central character in the Heke family include drugs and alcohol, violence and physical abuse, and sexual abuse. characters keep their identity. For example, Beth returns to her home tribe and avoids Jake and alcohol, along with the rest of her family. Nick joins a Maori street gang, which is actually very good for him. He is with his previous people of his tribe. Boogie goes to the Maori welfare camp, where he learns the true meaning of being Maori, and he performs the cultural Maori dance, the haka. Finally, Grace keeps her diary to show her true feelings, and takes a more drastic measure later on in the movie. This movie exposes the world to the reality that the assimilated Maori face in the urban New Zealand setting. However, this movie can relate to many assimilated people and tribes around the world. I found the key message in this story was shown through the father, Jake. He was a very good example of a bad authority figure, and also an assimilated Maori. In his house, he brutally, physically abuses his wife. He has very foul language and falls for the influence of alcohol. All of these affect his children, such as Grace and Boogie, who start to smoke underage. A theme involving family would be parental figures that display bad behavior near children will have a negative impact on their children. The message in this movie is very useful as it shows the dangers of being influenced by external matters. This movie shows a lot of violence and emotional trauma, so I would not recommend this to children. However, the message in the movie is very strong. It can impact young adults like me, adults, and of course Native people because of the familial pressures and the influence on identity aspects.